Hi guys, welcome to a new video I'm putting out today, and today the video I'm doing is on Spright Toads, the new deck that just came out in Power of the Elements. So, before we get started today with the deck profile, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribe. It's completely free, helps me out. I'm trying to really grow. I'm trying to do some fun stuff right now, so... But without further ado, let's get started here. So this deck is kinda susceptible to change. The extra deck isn't complete just yet, and don't know what I'm doing for my side deck, and side deck's completely optional. But for the main bit, I'm playing 3 divas. She's basically your best normal summon in the deck because she'll summon out another diva, and then you can make a rank 2 play or a link 2 play, whatever you want to do. She's a really good card. But again, is an optional one. If you don't want to run her, you don't have to. But what is not optional here is I play 3 Spright blues, because if you have a level 2 monster on the field, you can level, rank, or link 2. You can special summon this card from your hand, and then you can add a Spright monster. He's basically he's your best starter in the deck. He's what you're going to summon 9 times out of 10, depending on the situation. So he's really good. And the next 3 as I play is 3 Spright Jet. This again, all sprites have the same effect, where if you control a level 2, rank 2, or link 2, you can special summon this card. This one has the additional effect where if it's special summoned, you can add a Spright spell. So you would normally add Spright Starter, or if it's on your opponent's turn, you can add things like Gamma Burst, or you can add Smashers if you drew 2 starters, or you don't need the starter. But yeah, he gets you in your combo. And then I play 2 red and 1 carrot. Some people just play 1 red, 1 carrot, or 2 red, 2 carrot, or sometimes 3 and 3. I don't like 3 and 3, it's too bricky. And carrot you can just keep getting back. And carrot's spell and trap negate, and red is a monster negate, but they both require you to tribute another 2, like another level, rank, or link 2. Red's level or rank, and carrot's level or link. So you get them on the field depending on what you want, but this is how I like my ratio. Next, for the Toad engine, I play 3 swap, 1 Ronin, and 1 dupe. This is pretty much the standard of what you're running, because swap is just insane. Even after you've done your Toad plays, you can have some really fun with him. Some might argue that Toad is better normal than Diva. Funny thing about it is, if you open up, let's say, 2 swaps in hand, you can discard 1 swap to special swap effect, dump the Rodin, and then if you really want to make it early on, you can go for Totally Awesome and just make it early on, because you use Rodin to banish their swap, summon him, Xyz into Toad. But swap is insanely good. And then obviously the Ronin Toad Inspire combo, and then dupe. Some people are leaning away from this because Super Poly is such a powerful card right now that with Toad on their standby, you would summon out dupe, and then you'd have a tribute father for Toad, and then if dupe leaves the field, you can essentially get a swap frog back from grave. So you always have more resources for the turn after. Then on to the monster hand traps. Just for now, 3 Ash and 3 Veiler. Some people are like, why aren't you running Ghost Ogre, or why aren't you running Gammas? Gamma I'm still a little iffy about, because it makes me run E-Telly, because the more efficient way to do it is E-Telly out Gamma, and you have a level 2. Ogre just doesn't work in this deck. This deck is all about 2s, and summoning out something like Ogre from E-Telly would just doesn't really work as well as some people think. I like these just because 2 Veilers in hand, or having all 3 Veilers in hand for some reason, they're never dead because they're not once per turns at all. You just Veiler. Great card. And then Ash, well, self-explanatory. Onto the spells. I play 3 Spright Starter, mandatory in every deck, because It's also another starter card besides blue, but if you don't have blue in hand and you have starter in hand, you'll starter out the blue. Really great card. And mandatory at 3. The next ones are 1-ofs, 1 smashers, and 1 gamma. Some people think gamma isn't really needed because you got pixies, but pixies only lets 1 monster gain 14. The gamma burst lets every rank, level, or link 2 gain 1400. And then it has a banish effect that you can use in the same turn. And smashers, I really only like 1 of these because I'm only using the 3rd effect to banish, but I have to banish one and then banish another, so I'm losing 2 resources to banish a card on my opponent's field. So it's essentially better just to have just that. Now on to like the extra stuff. These are just optional. I like droplets just because Dark Ruler no more right now. Good card, but if I'm going first and I draw into Dark Ruler, useless dead card unless they break my board but they don't kill me, and then next turn I'll Dark Ruler them and then break their board by setting up my board. But I don't like Dark Ruler right now. I think droplets is just a little bit better right now, especially since it has more versatility on my opponent's turn as a quick play spell. I'm only playing 2 talents. It's a great card, but I don't like it at 3. I like it mostly at 2 because I don't want to. Sometimes I really don't want to see it. And then on to the last 1-ofs for spells: a Harpy's Feather, a Foolish Burial, Called by the Grave, and Monster Reborn. All self-explanatory. Call by for hand traps, Monster for extra combo and revive, Foolish Descend, and Harpy's Feather to back row destruction. All very great cards. And then traps, only 1 of that I run at 3. 3 Infirm. Self-explanatory, nice monster negate, and it's just really, really great card. Now, on to the extra deck. This is where it's a little incomplete. I'm running 1 Zeus and 1 Downard. Self-explanatory, just Xyz Climb. Then I'm running 2 Gigantic Spright. You don't need more than 2. You just need the 2. Because you usually set up so much interruption that on your next turn you can make another one and just have a little bit of fun. He's also used his Link fodder for Sprite Elf. And then the other 1-ofs: 1 Toad, Cavalier, and Cat Shark. Cat Shark is kind of optional. It's great to have. Sky Cavalier is for more Zeus Climb or to get over a very annoying monster, and Toad is part of the Toad engine, so there really isn't much else to really explain about that bit of the engine. On to the links. I play 1 Unicorn. It's just IP Link Climb until I get Access Code Talker in the mail. Only 2 Sprite Elves. Don't need more than 2. 3 is a little much. Some people argue 3, but usually 2 is what gets the job done. Then 1 Halka Fibrax, because this card's insane. It's most likely going to get hit on the ban list. And then the last ones: 1 Almirage, IP, and Dark Charmer. Dark is really great to revive from opponent's grave to combo or extend with. IP is insane, just because I can go Elf, IP, and then Link 4 sometimes, or Link 3. If I do Link 4, it's going to be an Avermax, because I'm thinking of taking Downard out and putting Avermax in, because sometimes that can keep me alive, because IP's protection effect and everything, and Avermax is just such a funny card during battle phase. Almirage to protect cards from destruction, and yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much my whole deck. The deck is subject to change. These aren't like final pieces of the deck. I'm still definitely working on it, and if I have any changes, I'll post in the comments about the changes or post an updated version. But my advice for anyone who's picking up sprites right now: be careful, because Sprite right now, it's a really great deck, but the Toad engine is most likely might get touched on the ban list. and a couple other things that people are also running are most likely or might get touched on the ban list. So just be overall careful when picking this up. Blues most likely will tank here soon. A lot of people are expecting blues to go down to 50 instead of staying at 80. But if you want to spend the money just to get it now so you can play with it, go for it. I can't stop you from doing that. I'm just giving you guys a warning for if you do want to pick up the deck or want to wait a little bit longer. But other than that, if you guys did tune in to watch this, thank you again. Thank you very much for watching. And again, please hit subscribe or like or just leave a comment. It helps me out, and it means that my stuff actually gets watched, and that actually warms my heart. So thank you again, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.